only this afternoon, I called up and I said, well, where are the notes for this evening's engagement? And a public officer said to me, Minister, of all due respect, can I call you Donald? I said, no, my first name is Donville. This is fine. He said, no, Donald, because quite honestly, Minister, we give you speeches and you don't stick to the script. And I said, well, perhaps if you call the Attorney General, he will appoint someone to investigate. But seriously, I want, of course, to start by thanking Carilend for the invitation we're here this evening, and to say to you that this is indeed a time that we can celebrate the entry into the market, a new kind of product being done differently and certainly satisfy the needs of Barbadians. Because as our economy diversifies and strives to become more robust and sustainable in its growth, so too must be our financial services sector. And as we strive to develop a larger cadre of entrepreneurs in Barbados, and as Barbadians are turning to become more self-sufficient, and as several strive to function outside of the box to survive and to adequately provide for their families, there will continue to be the need for a less conservative approach to financing by established financial institutions in Barbados, and for those that are coming on the horizon. Now, I am mindful that our leading finance houses in Barbados are principally foreign-owned and controlled, with complex regulatory matters that, if not adhered to, can cost them irreparable damage to their reputation globally, and high fines, sometimes by very overly zealous regulators in foreign jurisdictions. And this, to my mind, has created an opportunity for locally controlled financial institutions to fill the void or to design and develop financing options that go outside of the norms in terms of capital, lending policies, securities, and markets. We've seen, for example, the growth in the influence of the credit unions, as an example in domestic entities in these areas. Today, we're witnessing the launch of a financing structure that falls into one of the categories we call alternative financial services. And as Byron said earlier, the origin of contemporary peer-to-peer lending in the UK in 2005 has spurred the expansion of this type of financing globally to the stage where I'm advised that right now peer-to-peer lending around the world accounts to almost $500 million per month. And that's a significant amount of lending. Now, our society, like all others, have individuals who wish to lend, and I suspect there are quite a few here this evening. And those who wish to borrow, it's only one or two of us. So definitely peer-to-peer now offers opportunity for online facilitation and the bringing together of potential lenders and borrowers in Barbados. And the transparency, speed, and ease of such lending facilities ought to assist many micro and small entrepreneurs and individuals to develop and expand their business. Now here in Barbados, there's of course a need for a collective understanding on the way forward for our social and economic development as a nation. And to know notwithstanding the noises that we're going to hear as the political season heats up, some of us must remain very focused and very sober in respect to the future. And there's no doubt in my mind that the development model of heavy state involvement, investment, and intrusion pursued for the first 50 years of post-colonial Barbados cannot, in its form and size, take us along a path of prosperity for the next 50 years of this journey. That is why I say to you that the state must retreat from some of the areas we're in currently, and we started to retreat from financing of private enterprise in Barbados, to the extent now where we only have Fund Access and Enterprise Growth Fund as the two state agencies involved in financing of commercial enterprises in Barbados. And I have no reason to believe that the state will or should seek to further engage in financing of private enterprise in Barbados. I say to you that that is the role of the private sector in this country. From my end as Minister of Small Business, we'll be taking a closer look at how Fund Access and others have worked in recent times, particularly since they've given an additional injection of financing for that entity. But as we seek to find alternative financing mechanisms for business and personal loans, I wish to urge borrowers to first be pellucid in their need for financing. Far too often, at the onset of the slightest amount of pressure, we get all worked up and sometimes act in a rather irrational manner, incurring debt with onerous conditions, selling off assets to just get an angry. Sometimes we need to sit and soberly reflect on how we reach this point and do what we have to do to move ourselves forward. I am satisfied, ladies and gentlemen, as we look towards the future and we engage entities such as Carilend, Barbadian individuals and businesses are poised to really move to a higher level. I am mindful that here today we have among our midst those who represent the traditional banks in Barbados, and as I said earlier, they have their own regulatory issues to confront. And quite frankly, I don't necessarily see this as an either the traditional commercial banks or an entity like Carilend. Carilend is now able to fuse the latest in technology with the opportunities presented to those who are looking to get a higher return on the investment for the cash they have sitting in the bank, earning little or no interest. And of course, for those who wish to borrow, sometimes in a much more flexible arrangement than currently exists as we have it now. And that is why I believe, simply, ladies and gentlemen, that there are going to be a couple of opportunities presenting itself from the advance of Carilend and Barbados. On one hand, and quite obviously, we're going to get more individuals who are going to borrow from them at the right rate. We're going to get individuals, like some who are standing before me, who are going to put a little trailer in the account and help grow it. But I also look for the opportunities for Barbadians to be able to develop the kind of technology that will drive enterprises such as these. I believe right now, as Byron and others said, you use Israeli technology, but I certainly want to see Barbadians being provided the opportunity to develop the technology that will operate the platform upon which you're able to access investors' financing and to lend money. You see, too often we're able to just borrow other people's technology and not challenge ourselves in this island to become the ones to develop and market it. So that's an opportunity that I hope many of you here are able to work with us in government to make it happen. For the investors, certainly one thing peer-to-peer offers is a chance for you to select the kind of investments you want to put your money into. And there are those who have a particular interest that you certainly want to follow going forward in this area. The one thing, though, that I throw a caution on, and this is no disrespect to those who invest in this area, is to say to you that we certainly from the state's end will want to know that you are following the highest level of standards and compliance in this industry. At the end of the day, you're taking people's money and you're lending it to someone else. And there must be that sense of security, that sense that you are following some standards and we are not prepared to settle for anything less than the best. So even if right now, by law otherwise, there may not be a mandatory requirement for you to be regulated, I urge you to certainly regulate yourself and to do it to the highest possible standard. And knowing the characters and individuals involved in this business, I can say to you that I believe you're in safe hands doing that, but let us ensure that we get it right in that respect. So ladies and gentlemen, in closing, let me put away the speech that they gave me, which, as you can tell, I really couldn't follow for and forget the glasses. I expect to see a mad rush after today's event with Carilend for two reasons. One, there is really and truly an abundance of cash sitting in bank accounts in Barbados, not earning much. And on behalf of the government, I urge you to take it up and spend it wisely. The simple truth of the matter, we sit back, we're going to wait until May the 30th to hear the Minister of Finance deliver his budgetary statement and financial proposals. But at the end of the day, Chris Sittler and myself and others can only do so much. I can only encourage you who have the wherewithal and who have the cash sitting in the bank to get up and start investing in your country. don't wait on us politicians alone. We certainly have to provide the right ecosystem and the right environment. But through entities like Carilend, I believe we're able to earn a little bit more. This is not taken away from the commercial banks, because as much as they complain, as much as we complain, they do make a good profit on an annual basis. And in fact, with the contribution, the corporate tax of Barbados, Mars, and others, we welcome your contribution. But the simple reality is that notwithstanding the fact that you're not paying much interest, that we certainly want to encourage more Barbadians to take the money up and invest. But I also say, with all seriousness, for those who are going to be borrowing, please try as far as possible to borrow for productive purposes. Too many individuals in society, in the midst of a deep and prolonged recession, are not prepared to change the way they are operating in their personal domain. And it may sound harsh sometimes coming from politicians like myself, but I'd much rather see individuals borrowing some money to start a small business, to get an idea going, than to borrow the money to go to sawgrass mills on the outskirts of Miami to shop in the outlets. Not only does it use a lot of our foreign exchange, but it certainly does not add tremendous value to our national development of the country. I also certainly want to encourage Barbadians. I'm not going to say them to stop complaining, but to start realizing that it will not be business as usual. If you haven't learned that by now, you will never learn that. We have to take greater control of our destiny, and starts at the personal level. So as you borrow, please ensure that you're borrowing for the right purpose.